Welcome back, everyone, to yet another exciting session coming up for us at the India Affiliate Summit. Quickly moving on to our next session. Our next session is a fireside chat on the topic Best Practices in OTT Marketing, Viewer Acquisition and Retention. And for the same, I would like to welcome our esteemed guests, our moderator, Ms. Sonia Singh, Director, Business Growth and Strategy, Collectcent. We welcome you. And Ms. Anita Nayyar, Head Customer Strategy and Relationships, Z5. Welcome you, ma'am. I would
Thank you.
now request Ms. Singh to please take over. Thank you.
Sonia, you're on mute.
Thank you, Garima. They say that the change before any customer starts expecting a change. And I feel any organization which is able to do that comes out in flying color. And Z5 is one star example of it. I'm so excited to be speaking to you, Anita. It's a pleasure having you for the session.
Likewise.
First of all, I want to congratulate for the growth Z5 has witnessed and also now ranked second in the India OTT space. Anita, tell me, how has this journey been so far, especially since lockdown in March 2020, when the world came to a standstill and every execution was happening from different location? What has been the growth rate?
So interesting times, Sonia. While the change, as they say, is good for some and not so good for the others. But nonetheless, change is change, and we've seen that in this lockdown situation where everybody is witnessing some kind of a change or the other. But I think in the OTT space, probably we've been lucky. So while there's been a slowdown in the lockdown, I think there is a speeding up, especially in the OTT, environment, so to say. So it's not only Z5. I think the entire OTT ecosystem has really galloped very well. I mean, today, the data suggests that there are people are subscribing to at least 2 to 3, OTT platforms. So it's not as though the growth has only been with Z, but yes, I think we've been at a much faster pace than the others, and at an overall level, also the OTT are slated to actually grow by about 3 times. That's what the data and the studies say. And for us at Z, we've actually seen a 4x increase in our engagement, and also we've seen about a 50% growth in our user base as well. So we found that during this lockdown stage, the subscriptions have gone up dramatically. And there is really no rocket science in suggesting that, because working from home has actually given people more time at hands. I mean, there are two schools of thoughts whether work from home is good, bad. I'm not getting into those details because, like I said, it varies from person to person. But at least what it has ensured is that people have more time on hand. And with the lockdown situation where everybody is like tearing their hair apart, I think the only breath of fresh air that comes is entertainment, right? Because that is where people would actually get on and change their mindset or look at something which is more entertaining. And we at Z5 have actually taken on that on ourselves to really entertain the audiences. Interestingly, what really worked in our favor is a lot of things. I think the initial piece was when because all the production had stopped, so there was no new content that was really being viewed by the audiences, and that is one of the main reasons why you saw a lot of audience shifts onto the OTT platforms. Because there was a lot of at Z5 we had a lot of content which was new. Many thousands of hours of content, new content which was resting with us. Now call it proactiveness, call it pre-planning, call it whatever. I think we kind of tend to gain from that aspect, because constantly we were feeding our audiences and entertaining them with newer content. Because for me also, for example, after a point I didn't know what to watch on Netflix and Amazon Prime. Because you kind of seen and say, okay, fine, I've seen this, what new? And even on the television, the audiences moved from television to OTTs as well, because television also, the new episodes just stopped because of production. So I think these are a few reasons where which has actually led to the growth in the OTT space, and more so for Z5.
True. And Anita rightly said, and I think you're being a little modest here by saying lucky, but there's a lot of hard work, a very strategic pre-planning, and working towards those numbers. And 4x is a dreamy number, and those numbers sound really thrilling.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, indeed, I mean, Z5 has definitely stolen the show here, right? And we all are very keen to understand the strategy that worked for you, the new user acquisition and retaining, because speaking about, say, engagement of 4x, retaining is equally, an important part of the strategy for you. So also we have known that, and I have seen also that you've done good job, exceptionally good job in customer satisfaction. So please share a glimpse of how you have achieved it in COVID times.
So, like I said, a lot really moves from the area of content. I'll be honest, because yes, you're right. There is a lot of hard work and pre-planning and a huge amount of organization that has happened at the back end with Z5. I mean, all the teams, whether it is ad tech, whether it is content, whether it is also the sales teams, etc., have been working very, very hard. And I think the single motive has been to really entertain the audiences, and we've actually been wanting to take this space and moving towards this of being a a super app in the area of entertainment, and which is the reason why we are today number two as far as the entertainment zone is concerned. So there are a lot of credit goes to the kind of genres also which we've introduced on the platform. For example, there's more than 4,000 hours of kids programming. You have kids at home who were also kind of maybe bored with the regular cartoons that they were watching, etc. So we saw a lot of almost a 2x increase in the viewing of the kids genres. Then I think as a platform, we while we do very well in the women audiences, I think we today are credited with having 54 news channels on the platform, which has attracted a lot of male audiences, and again a 2x growth in terms of where the male audiences are moving. Uh, Increasingly, there are lots of other product lines that we have on the platform. For example, Play 5, which is in the area of gamification. So it's not only the hyper casual games that we provide to our audiences to come and play on the platform, but also we are using that gamification in various programs. Whether you look at a Saregama, or whether you look at one of the new shows that we are going to launch, which is one of its kind. It's called the Z Super Family League, and it's like the Dream 11 of cricket. Yeah, so it's one of its own kind. Gaming IP that we are coming up with shortly to be launched in October, where you can actually see gamification being amplified in the entertainment zone as well. So a combination of the ease of use of the app, and a lot of credit goes to the ad tech guys and the technology that goes behind the entire Z5 experience. A lot of content which is new, and not only content which is entertaining, but content which is also catering to different kind of audiences, because we all have our different tastes. For example, we saw the viewing of the food content on the channel going up by almost 1.5 times. Because, and again, like I said, there is everybody's cooking, or
Yes,
rather everybody
indeed.
was majorly cooking in the last six
True.
months. So that has also led to a lot of viewing of our food content that we have on the channel. So all we've seen is really incrementals in various genres. Interestingly, what we've been able to do is attract a lot of audiences whose interests have been very different, whether it has been news for the male audiences, or whether it has been regular entertainment for women, or for the kids, or for the food lovers, and a bit of wellness as well, health and fitness again, which is yet another one. And a lot of this is coming from the millennials and the Gen Z's. So that is also a very interesting piece, where we see a lot of millennials and the Gen Z's, adding to the audiences. Interestingly, news, we found this very interesting, that the Gen Z's were also watching a lot of news, and I think that's got to do with whatever is happening in the Bollywood industry, and for obvious reasons, good, bad, ugly, one doesn't know, but that's also pulled in audiences. So I think it's a combination of many factors that has helped us gain more audiences, And retention is something because we are continuously providing them with that entertainment, and providing them with newer content day in and day out. The originals, the world premieres, for example. Also during the lockdown time, what we did was we opened up the paywall. So all the programming that was happening behind the paywall also was, available for the audiences. So, no stone unturned in terms of the kind of entertaining content that we brought to the table for the viewers, which I think has also led to, a lot of retention of viewers for us. Yeah.
Great, because the way you're talking about the plan sounds like it's in alignment with the $5 billion of OTT market that BCG's report talking about right now. But Anita, unlike other OTT players, I read a lot about Z5 has announced a lot of diversification of the product, which is beyond the content. A lot of new features from technology and the platform perspective. Like I was, reading about hyper localization, and you were also talking about that. The super app concept. There is a short video platform Hippie that has been in news as well. So please tell us more about. I mean, all of these are in pipeline, but what are the phases? And is it actually taking you to the future next of the bigger market you are eyeing on?
Like I said, Sonia, we are heading towards being the super app of entertainment, and that is the reason why you will see that there is a lot of focus which is going behind various other IPs and product lines which we are bringing to the table. Now, Hippie is our recent launch, and it's a short format UGC platform where you can do videos from 6 seconds up till 90 seconds. And while many people say, "Oh, it's the TikTok," the fact is that the work on Hippie started at Z much before we heard about the China syndrome and TikTok going off. So Hippie to us is a very interesting format because two very important things. One, obviously, it allows user generated short form video, and the second aspect is that we've signed up so many influencers, not only the influencers who are existing in the marketplace in various categories, but there are also a huge number of influencers on the Z platform as well, which are also part of Hippie. And the third important thing is brand safety. The content on Hippie is all moderated. It's both artificial intelligence driven, machine learned, and also there is manual intervention, because we do not want to post any content which goes out to the audiences which is not safe, or not in the brand safe zone, or in the safe zone, because that is something that we are self regulating, as you say, in terms of what is the content that is going out to the users. And to encash on the current cricket season, we've launched the Hippie Premier League. It's again very much like the IPL, where we've signed up lots of comedians, and we've got teams across various states. Each one has a mentor in a comedian, and there are influencers who are on Z platform who are part of those teams as well. And when you post those videos, the posting of the videos gets you points and stuff like that. So again, encashing on the fever in the marketplace is yet another aspect, which I think we are. Your Hippie Premier League is just kind of got launched, and I'm told it's getting a lot of interesting traction in the marketplace as well. So Hippie is one platform. The other thing I was mentioning about to you was Play 5, which is in the area of gaming. I mean, gaming industry is booming in India. I mean, I don't think
Indeed, yeah.
anybody is going to contest that. So I think it is our endeavor in the area of gaming to see, while gaming happens in games like cricket and football or whatever, I think in the entertainment space, gaming is going to take a very different view altogether. And it is also something that we are projecting to our customers or to our viewers, entertaining form of gaming as well. So these are important aspects which are making us run towards being the super app in the entertainment industry. And there are many more others which are outlined. Original content, for example, so many world premieres. We recently launched Khali Pili, on
Yes.
Zplex. Yeah, which is I mean, you pay 299 and you get to view it on the Zplex. It is the multiplex of Z5, so to say. So that is yet another area in which we are concentrating a lot. Lots of original content being commissioned at our end. So I think as a combination, what we are looking at is we're looking at consumer insights, we're looking at consumer insights and providing them whatever is required in the field. So
Right. I mean, consumer data speaks, so I won't contest that for sure. Yeah. And there is so much for Z ahead. And, everything that we spoke about, hyperlocalization, the Play app, hippie, right? And the organization is also putting a lot of focus in expanding from all perspective, content, resource, and technology. There is an alternate debate as well, and I'll put it forward to you just to take your perspective and the organization perspective on this. The new adaptation for the OTT. Yeah, I mean, the trend is going upswing. The world is going to come back to normal, next year or a year after that. We can't claim that right now. But do you think, because we were talking about customer data indicators, is Z5 seeing the indicators in form of data that is saying that this habit formation is a lasting one? What are your view on that? Because there's so much investment going into the future right now.
see, Sonia, how things are going to pan out, it's anybody's guess. Yeah, but I remember studying back in school that it takes 6 weeks to get into a habit. So to my mind, I think the consumers have got into their habit. Two very interesting pieces are that we find that the audiences on Z5 actually are the audiences who are very light viewers of television. So there is a huge, there's almost about 50-51% of the audiences who actually view episodes of various series directly on Z5. So they do not go to television to view that episode. So constantly you find that OTT has viewing on OTT or Z5 has become a habit with them. That is number one. Number two is this whole thing about connected TV. You would have read reports where Samsung, LG are talking about the television sales going through the roof. So from linear to connected TV is yet another movement, because what I'm doing today is that I'm actually viewing Z5 or any other OTT on the big screen in my house as well. That is yet another phenomena which is going to catch on, and I know for sure that I will possibly view my program of interest to me on the larger screen on the connected TV. So there also the numbers are increasing, and we've seen a huge amount of increase on Z5 on the connected TV devices. And from a technology perspective, we've ensured that it is integrated with all the television sets which are in the marketplace, not only the newer ones, but we've gone back to almost television sets. We are 3 years old, also have, we've got the app integrated in that. So what are these? Isn't a connected TV now a habit? And if we were to say viewing on television is a habit, connected TV is yet another habit, which has actually got a decent combination of both the app, or the OTT platform being viewed on a full screen. So like I said, it's anybody's guess as to how things are going to improve. But as far as we know, we have seen, and we've seen consumer interest and the kind of content and the kind of IP opportunities that we are providing, I think we are here to stay. Yeah.
Fair enough. Because, when you're looking at customer data, which is telling the amount of time spent for us user engagement, I'm sure this is all facilitating the habit formation as well. It's not just what is happening today, but going to last longer. And you rightly quoted about the habit formation time span. So definitely. Anita, this has been an amazing session with you. And that brings me to the end of the questions are done. But there were a few questions from the audience, which was around the customer strategy, user retention. You have already addressed it. And I would like to say that, right now, after speaking to you and feeling, and this is just a thought that is on the go, that able to watch anything, what you feel like at any point of time, in any space convenient to you, it feels so empowering as a customer, right? And I'm glad OTT players like Z5 has been really catering to that need of customer. And thank you so much for your time and the valuable insight you've shared. And I'm sure this has been a very knowledgeable session for the entire audience here.
Thank you so much, Sonia. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sonia. Thank you so much, Anita, ma'am. I think this was a great
Thanks,
session.
Karima.
Thanks,
Yes,
Karima.
so I would request the audience to please visit our exhibitor space, which has over 25 exhibitions, and to rake up some great points and some exciting prizes. We will soon be back with another session. Thank you so much.